Hey guys, it's me, Little Sunshine, coming with you again, spinning around for another month of Terrascopes. Coming to you sometime in the spring, probably, wherever you're seeing this. We're just nearing the end of winter. I can feel it. Wherever you're at, I don't know how severe the winter was, but Michigan, it wasn't too bad, as they say. Like, could have been a lot worse. We had a lot of little warm days mixed in there. But I feel like with spring, of course, comes a newness. So lately, it's kind of been, I just think this feeling of, if you look at it as the same, different heads of the same coin, but something ending with new beginnings. It's kind of like a must. Like you never see it. Like I've just talked to a lot of friends lately, and they either have, kind of like something ending, something kind of bigger ending in their life, and they can't see the new beginnings yet, and it's always hard in that type of situation, especially if it's like a relationship or something, to actually see like the new beginnings that will come from it. And but we all get to a place in our life where you look back and you're like, wow, I couldn't have had these experiences that led me to even right now in my life if I didn't experience this other stuff. So it's really funny how things work out. But here we are for another month of Terrascopes. And I'm going to do it kind of differently. So I write for a magazine, so I don't do this part right in front of you usually. But I got a new deck. Dun, 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 dun. We're going simpler is kind of the message that I'm already getting. We're doing the whimsical tarot. So it's very childlike. It's very new. It's very spring. It's very simple was kind of the message that I was already getting from this. Like I always think of, winter as that time to kind of fall back, hibernate. But I'm getting this really like softness into spring too. So along with those endings and new beginnings, we're just kind of easing into it with a softness about it. A gentleness, a loving, tender, caring, just ease right into it. And I feel like it's wanting, the universe is wanting us to be simple again. It's wanting us to really slow down our minds. And, okay, so what I'm going to do is usually what I was going to say was I write these, so, I meditate and I pull the cards and I get a meaning from them and what I feel and, what my higher self is kind of trying to say. But with this too, it's funny, I was even reading the description. Maybe my logical mind wants to get in there too much, so I've decided to, one of my favorite tarot readers, Be Divine. She's got a YouTube channel if you ever want to check her out. She's a very lovely Australian woman. But she always does it right in front of you too, and I've always done it where like I had the cards already, I've already written everything up, and here we go. Sorry for the long intro, guys. But I just wanted to let you know. But we are going to jump in. So with our springtime, our slowing down, our simpleness in mind, we'll start with Earth. And yeah, let's get a message for Earth. So I'm just gonna, we're focusing on a message, shuffling the new cards, the whimsical deck here. For Earth signs, we're doing Taurus. Taurus's card is right here. So I am starting with the selfish me inside. Wants to start with, of course, my own sign, which is Taurus. So, okay, Tauruses, you and me alike. We see the Ten of Cups here. This is kind of a beautiful card. I was looking at them too. Let me get that so there's no glare. We got a man and a woman kind of entering this garden towards the castle. A bunch of people kind of, going in there. And I'm really, like, I feel like most of all, it's kind of a time for community. It's kind of a time of, this castle that we all seek, the home that we desire, kind of allowing it to be there. So, it's even like here we live in, this great house in Ferndale, and we love it here, and like it kind of got to this point where, our lease was coming up, and we were still unsure if we wanted to buy it and like really settle in here and call this home, or do we want to move on? And it was just being able to go like, we're still unsure. Like it sounds great either way. I would love to be closer to the water. I would love to be in a warmer location again. But you know what? It's at the end of the day, you call home whatever it is. Like you're appreciative of your home and, those around you and this community. So I feel like, the gates are open. It is there in front of you to love and enjoy. So if you had a particular question in mind too, like coming into this, before you clicked on, it's like a yes. It's like the gates are open. Enjoy it. It always comes back to that allowing too. So when we can actually allow us to be happy, because I know there's a lot of times where we're our own worst enemy, and you almost sabotage yourselves with old thinking patterns or old behaviors, and you shut those gates. So don't shut your gates, Tauruses. It's there. Your pearly gates to your castle is here, and everybody that you know and love is there to share the time with you, even that little elf guy who opened it for you. So definitely it's a total just like yes for any questions that you had, but the feeling that I get from this is just very complete, like a completion, kind of what I talked about in the intro, that completion / new beginning thing. So we're here in the spring, move forward. That's your kind of your yes. So guys, we'll jump into Virgos. And we're going to leave that out. I doubt you'd get it again, but here we go, Virgo. We're focusing on a message for our Virgo friends throughout the lands. What does Virgo need to hear this month? This card doesn't want to leave. Alrighty, so we have the sun. Okay, so little sunshine happens to love the sun, and this just radiates the sun. Oh my god, I'm loving this new deck already. Like, isn't that amazing? So here you are, Virgos. It's springtime, it's sunshine, it's fairies, it's giggly laughter, and God, it's so funny when I get a new deck and it's just like this feeling of, I was just thinking I was going to get a fairy deck actually, so it's kind of funny that she popped up. But I had this total giggly energy earlier today. It was just like, yes, from the fairies were like with me and they wanted to laugh and play and be fun. And that's what you're feeling, Virgo, is this playfulness, this cheerfulness with it. It's like you don't even have like a care in the world right now, and you shouldn't. Like you should totally be on an island, kicking back wherever you can. If you can't get to that physical island in your life, you have to look around and appreciate this sun, because this is just full of light, full of joy, full of excitement, and just kind of like marking it. Like, this is spring. Like, this really is here. And even when it feels like a long winter months, I wish it was even just a day. But, when you get that just kind of marker, like, I was just talking to my aunt the other day, and it was just kind of like this where have you been like kind of feeling. I didn't see her much over, like, I didn't want to do Christmas with the family too much this year. Like, we did it like the weeks leading up to it, like different Christmas parties, but I didn't do, like, I just wanted to have a nice secluded Christmas this year, on Christmas Day, and just like hibernate. So it was totally like this. I was talking to her, and it was like, where have you been kind of feeling? And it's just like, where have I been? So, like, I feel like that's the truth with, sometimes we want to hibernate ourselves away, which is good. And now it is. It's time for you to awaken again. It's time for you to step into the light, step into the spotlight like the fairy there. And just have some fun. So whatever your passion is, Virgos, like, follow your passion. More so, even if this is just work related too. If you're still working that job and you're not happy, and you're waiting for it to get better, and you're waiting for it to change, and if you really, can I slide a co-host over? Come here. Is that as high as you go? Nope, a little higher. There's Chetch, everyone. He popped up in the other chair, so I thought I'd bring him over. But yeah, he's here to tell you to follow your passion also. Like, I was just reading this article to my Virgo friend Nikki, who, we've wanted, we talk about starting our own business so much, and it's almost like we think it's like a pyramid scam, like you're scamming yourself at the end of the day. Or, we wouldn't want to scam other people. Like, you don't want to be part of that. But it's like, no, there's all these online businesses now that let you be your own boss, which is totally the empowerment of the year. Kind of my yearly message was that, it's about taking our power back, right? We're taking back our powers and doing what we really love. So, Virgos, you need to step into the spotlight this month. Do what you love. Start that new business that you have an idea for, because you can do it. Like, the only thing that's stopping you is you. Like, it always comes down to that when you start overthinking it and you start thinking like, well, I couldn't do that. Like, maybe it's good for other people, but I definitely couldn't do that. No, you're unique, and you're going to use your own unique experiences to accomplish whatever you want to do. So, follow that passion, whether it's an online business, whether it's just a fun trip into the sun in the park, if that's all that means for you right now, if you're already doing what you love. Just enjoy the springtime, guys. So I'm glad that card came up for you. Okay, guys, we're going to finish up with Capricorn, right? You want to pick the card? Okay, tell me when. Capricorns, we're focusing on a message for you for the springtime, for April, if it's April when you're getting this, if it's still March, if it's whenever, this is the card for you. There we go. I hope you can see that. I should do it more in front of the camera. Ooh, the Empress, guys. So, what do we have with the Empress? Well, it looks like we have the old woman that lives in the shoe. So again, these, if you didn't watch the intro, sometimes I skip over people's intros too. They're like, blah, 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 talk, talk, talk. It is about taking kind of a simpler path this month. And even if you are the old woman in the shoe, the Empress Capricorn, it's a very nurturing card. It's, kind of like the, our Virgo friends got the Sun, which had this very fairy kind of in the spotlight, but it kind of gives me this childlike energy. Like maybe that's the springness that we're kind of looking for. Um, Being around kids, you know, just in general. I remember being at a point in my life where I was like, no, I don't like kids. I don't want to be around them. They're gross and nasty. Now I can't get enough of my niece and nephew. It's ridiculous. Like, I am addicted to them. And, like, I would rather be around kid energy any day than, like, grumpy people or boring adults or anything. So, you know, even if this is just embracing your inner child, we all still have that little inner child inside of us that wants to come out and play. So it's springtime, it's here for simpleness, and it's here for playing. So have this playfulness with you. Be the old woman in the shoe there if you have, but she looks pretty content. She's not like, like haggard down by all these kids or anything. I think she's kind of embraced her her funness with it. I did just look in the book here too, guys, because I always like that little extra guidance, which is totally going against my left analytical brain thing that I was trying to get away from. But it does also point out abundance, which I love the word abundance. She obviously has an abundance of kids and kid energy. But you know, it's always like I could talk about abundance forever and like how abundant we are in our monies, in our you know, energy level, in our children around us, in our you know, whatever we are. Did you see that bird go by too? It's always getting out of that lacking mentality for people. One of the best things like I've ever learned to do was write on my mirror, and it sounds crazy, but I'll share it with you because I love sharing crazy. Is I wrote, I am enough. And like it comes down to that simple sentence a lot of the time. And it doesn't go back to this deep rooted feeling like that I am less than enough, but it's just a reminder, like there's never anything that the world can throw at you that you can't handle, and that you are enough. You are enough to have that job that you know you don't think you're qualified for. Because like how often, Mr. President, no, how often do we think that you know we're not qualified for a job or something? And we want to go for it, but we're like, oh, I don't have that degree or something to that extent. He's been seeing all types of crazy stuff lately. Like he's just like staring in the corners and stuff. But, you know, give life to the abundance factor inside of you and the prosperity. So, you are enough. If it's just writing simple affirmations like that, I am enough, I am love, I am taken care of, I am safe, I am protected. It sounds so silly, like when I first started hearing that to like write that stuff, I was like, well, I'm not like a depressed, you know, person or anything. But it helps me. Like it totally just fills me with joy and does make me just know that I am safe in the universe's hands, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So guys, get back to your simpleness of the spring, Capricorns. One last thing there too with just the children thing. If there's pregnancies also in there, it does highlight that. So it is just like a blessing of, you know, that birth that will occur, that everything's going to be fine. And if there was a particular question that you came in here with too, answer the question with as much love and abundance and joy and childlike playfulness as you can, and that'll be your answer. So guys, that was another month in our springtime, springing forward into simplicity. That is an excellent title that I'm going to steal from myself. You're facing the wrong way. Is he even showing now? No. Okay, so have a wonderful month ahead. Chet says bye. I say bye. We love you. be around children, spring ahead. Virgos, be in your fairy spotlight. Tauruses, live in your dream home. I love you all.